Right, many of you are probably familiar with these speakers. This is the BS21. It started being sold about three years ago. Andrew Jones designed it. It came out. Everybody loved it. Everybody praised it. And then inexplicably, let's change, well, a lot about it and make the BS22. And that's because the BS21 had some issues. Now, everyone liked it, and it had a very unique sound, but that sound wasn't exactly accurate. So, classical music sounded great in it, but anything with highs, no. There's a A-B comparison between these two in the description. It's like a 5-minute video where I just put these against each other. Now, it's in this video because we're going to talk design. These had fixed metal grills on a Pioneer label there. This has a removable cloth grill. Come on. It's all put together. Look, they even glued over the metal staple. It's nice of them. Now, the only issue with taking off the grills is that it makes this speaker look retarded. Because that is a tiny little 4-inch driver. It's the same size driver. You just can't notice how small it is when they have this big metal grill over it. So, my suggestion to you is leave this on, even though it may, this is awfully thick plastic, and it may screw up your patterning on the tweeter a bit. Same thing here, same tweeter, slightly tweaked crossover in this one, and even a slightly tweaked driver. I'd have to yank it off to really know if they've changed it. Do I have a thing to yank? Yanking thing. Nope, not good enough. Gotta find that perfect hole. Oh, god damn it. Wait. No. There she is. My perfect hole. Alright. So this had a concave driver on the dust cap on the 4-inch. Surrounds feel similar, although they look different as far as, you know, how stiff it feels. This is obviously, that's probably not carbon fiber. It's probably some sort of just printed plastic, and this is probably the same, different exact thing. And this had a 4-way, and this has a 4-way, but it's not. So basically, change this driver. I'm going to try to go for this one too. Go for a twofer. Yes. This is just held in, by the way, with like sticky glue. And those are dusty inside. Similar, I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, the new ones, the 22s, is definitely at least 3/16 of an inch deeper. So it's the same diameter, and the curve on this one just stops, and the curve on this one goes way down. Sorry, I have to clean that. Alright. So there are our naked drivers. And if you look also, why is there white on that? We got a little bit closer here now. So we've looked like we've brought it down. If we go center to center, this has turned into a very, very odd review. We're looking at 5 3/4 center to center, and now we're looking at 4 5/8. So that's an 1.1/8 closer together, and you want woofers and tweeters as close together as you can, so that sound comes from the same spot. If they could be one, that's great. There's coaxial drivers that put the tweeter inside the woofer and are mounted to the back of the structure, and it comes through. And those are good and bad, and of course they use the cone as a reflector. Like this shape, you couldn't get this giant waveguide if you put it in the middle. So a lot of people just put it real close, like that is. That's real close. This is a little bit further apart. So forget about the 21s now that we've spent like 4 minutes taking them apart. What else is different? I don't want to flip this on its face without at least some sort of thing. Yeah, so I don't like the looks of that. That looks like they if that was a 5 1/4, you'd get away with taking off this cover. If it was a 6 1/2, certainly would. It'd be edge to edge. A 4-inch is not. It's much more impressive if you just leave this on. And just say Andrew Jones engineered them. This is a very technical test. Yeah, that was about the same port size. Any differences in here? Power, nominal ohms, all the same, all the same, all the same. Manufactured April 2012, June of 2014. Slightly different knurling on that. But some of the only speakers that'll fit a double. Look at that. Legitimate double fits. Why can't Micah do that? Why can't Fluence do that? Even the Daytons sort of do that. Right. 21s, get off the desk. Sit. Sit. So what are we looking at here? You're looking at a big, heavy, manufactured box. Heavy. Heavy means quality. It's so big I can't measure it with this ruler. I got to get the 18-inch out. We're looking at 12 and 5/8 high. Depth is interesting because it's curved. So without the grill, a little over an 8 1/8. And with the grill, you add another 3/8 of an inch. And width, let's find the fattest part because it does curve out and then back in. This fatty is 7 1/8 wide. This is the default speaker. If someone says, I want to put together a home theater, why don't you just get a set of the Pioneers? Period. That's what people tell you. And when you go to the sound demo of these, you're going to know why. With the 21s, wasn't quite the revolution that everyone envisioned. Let me look at that. This is a WAF speaker. WAF. W-A-F. It's a high WAF speaker. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. WAF stands for Wife Acceptance Factor. Because when the missus comes around and she sees you bought speakers, they had better be pretty. And if she accepts it, her amount of acceptance is a WAF score. I'm not sure if there's actually an official scoring, but these have a high WAF. You can look at that. It's very, very modern-esque. Oprah would probably endorse these. Just tell your wife Oprah endorsed them, and that's a lie. So they're heavy, they're big, their drivers are too small. They sound alright. They sound alright now. They sound better than alright now. Before now, the 21s, they sounded You got away with the 21s if that was because that was all that was out there. Now, I can come over here. If you're not getting oh god, if you're not getting Micahs, you might be looking at one of these. Well, not one of these because they don't come in white. I had to custom paint this one white. This is an SX6 by Fluence, and these are my favorite speakers still. And even these I put under these. Dust everywhere, because these have a 5 1/4 versus a 4. Now, granted, these come in wood and black. Let me tell you what the WAF is on these. Zero wife acceptance factor. This one's been modified so it's white and looks fancy and is covered in scrape marks. But it's got nothing looks-wise going for it, other than it is a giant box. Where this at least has, you know, a nice shape to it, a nice texture to it. The black one, I haven't tried the black one, might have a nice texture. She will say no to this, and she might say yes to this. And they're not that, I mean, they're bigger, but they're not that much bigger. Plus, I think these with the grills on look absolutely hideous. Why the hell would you do this? White, Fluence, make a pair in white. So, going back to the speakers at hand. Why are you buying these? Well, you're buying these for the looks. You're buying these because they sound better than most. A set of Polks, a good set of Polks with a 5 1/4 or 6 1/2 will probably shit on these a bit, but it's also going to cost more. I got mine on sale. This pair I got on sale. $60 I paid shipped from Amazon. And when they're not on sale, they can go anywhere from $120 to $140. And at that price, convince your wife to buy those. At $60, which by the way is cheaper than the micas, buy these. $80, exact same price as the micas. And the micas, I'm just going to ruin my entire room with this review. Come here. Here's a mica. Magnetic grill. Exact same size drivers. You keeping that in mind? 4-inch, 4-inch. Bigger tweeter in this with a nice waveguide. Tweeter in this is sort of just plain Jane. But we're not here to talk about drivers now. Now we're here to talk about cabinet size. So what do you get for such a gigantic difference in cabinet size? Because again, same drivers, both of a crossover. This sells for $80. This sells for over $100. Well, the build quality on this is better than the mic. The mic is pretty like, what's the other build quality here? It's all just vinyl wrapped and that's it. This actually looks good. These can get out of the way, but these you don't have to get out of the way. These you want in your way. Sound quality between the two, because this is where the real test is. If these are on sale for $80 and these are always $80, what do you get? It's a toss-up. I'm going to toss it up because I can't choose. I love the micas, I really do. But on sheer amount of speaker you get for your money, this is more speaker. Bigger box, denser wood, better shape, bigger port, gets down lower. Volume-wise, they'll probably be close. Bigger tweeter with a waveguide. It's going to let this audibly be louder. It's more efficient than this. In other words, if you have a 40-watt amp and you want the loudest possible speaker, it's going to be that. But really, between these two, it's going to be this. So for home theater use, this. For loud music use, this. For desk use, this. I actually didn't give these too much of a chance on a desk. They should perform well because of how high the driver is off here. I'd still put them on stands. But they're almost on little baby stands that don't exist. And this tweeter is decent. It is very decent. This has turned into a comparison video. Trying to convince myself that you should buy Pioneers. They're one of the only sets. Only recently has Mica added the center channel. So for the longest time it was buy these, this center, these towers, and the sub. Don't buy the Pioneer sub. Don't buy it. The Pioneer SW8 is overpriced. It can't perform as well as, say, the Martin Logan Dynamo 300. $130 for that. I think the whatever, the SW8 is slightly above it. It's like $150 to $160. And you're not getting $160 with a sub. You're getting, that's real close to Bic F12 money. And you don't have to match the brand of speaker to the sub. You can get any sub in existence and match it to whatever speaker you want. That's what the dials are for. So, if you don't need teeny tiny, and you don't need to save the $50, which is usually the price difference between the two, that is a very, very handsome speaker. Now I want you to hear them. I want you to hear them against the old ones. I want you to hear them on their own. And those video links are in the description.